It's yet another beautiful day to learn something new. And today I want to teach you about the powerful spirits blocking Nyota Yako. So kama kawaida, sit back, relax, and forget your worries because whatever it is that is stressing you can be fixed. I'll see you. So today I want us to have a very simple discussion. Yeah? I just want to highlight some of the most common spirits zenye zina block nyota yako. Hizi ni zile vitu zinafanya usiendelee kwa life. In this video, we'll only talk about them juju. Then as we proceed, tutakuwa tunazidiscuss moja moja in detail. Also, when we do our series on the secrets of the powerful secrets of the spiritual mind, you will see how these spirits attack you, how these spirits affect you, and also the most important thing, how to crush these spirits so that you can be free to, pursue your purpose na ufikie destiny yako na nyota yako ishine. Au sio? So niko na kalist hapa, ukiona nikiangalia kando unajua nasoma kwa kalist hapa cause ziko mob. There are several. So let's get to the first one. So the first one, Indio, the most notorious. Indio mama yao. This is the most powerful spirit yenye ina affect like 95% of the world's population. And Indio, the gateway, Indio inafungulia hizi zingine zote zetuongelea njia. And this spirit is a very powerful spirit called the spirit of fear. And I can categorically say without fear or favor that the spirit of fear comes straight from the devil. How do I know that? In the book of Timothy, I think it's Timothy 1:7, if I'm not wrong, or 2:7, somewhere around there. The Bible says, "For I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of confidence, self-discipline, and something like that." But the Bible categorically says, "His spirit of fear does not come from God." So it definitely comes from the devil, and I think that's why it's that powerful. So fear, kuna fear za aina mingi. There is fear of failure, fear of what people will say, fear of getting hurt, fear of the unknown. And what fear does, fear cripples you. Fear blocks you from taking any action, and fear makes you fail. So whenever you have fear in your system, it's a very, very dangerous spirit that you have. It can be removed, but you have to first acknowledge uko nayo and be willing to work towards it. The goal is being intentional. Kumbuka, there's a video we did about kurudisha nyota, and we said one of the 3 things that you need kurudisha nyota yako, one of them was intentionality. So you have to be very intentional about some of these things. Also, we talked about the 4K formula. And this one is used to lisema inatumika kila kitu. Even if you want to crush the spirit of fear, the 4K principle comes into play because it helps you, number one, understand yourself, your principles, your values, your emotions. And the principle number 1 being know thyself. The more you know yourself, your emotions, your fears, your worries, and all these things, it makes it easier for you to crush whatever fears that you have. And whatever fear that is holding you back, you're able to get rid of it using the 4K formula. The second spirit yenye imeshika watu wengi sana inaitwa the spirit of rejection. This one strikes very early in most cases, from the time when you are young. Maybe ulizaliwa kwa familia where your parents are not even ready, or one of your parents decided to, not to show you love properly, or in a neighborhood, an environment where you didn't feel loved properly. People are making fun of you. Your friends always have, kila mtu kutenga. When you get into relationships, watu wanakuacha tu, like none of your relationships, whether family, friendships, or intimate relationships, usually work. Kama ni kazini, like you face rejection in every direction you look at. And also rejection inaletanga a lot of you feel unworthy. It shakes your self-esteem. And in some cases tumesikia pia watu who are facing rejection who have taken some very drastic measures like committing suicide. So the spirit of rejection is also a very powerful one. imefanya watu wengi sana wakaishi na life ingine mpaka wewe mwenyewe unajichukia. So if you're going through it again, we can talk about, this one comes mostly from your past and from also the environment that you're in. And using the 4K formula, we can work on it using the K number 2, which is Know Thy Past. You can be able to trace back where it comes from and you cancel it and your spiritual rejection inaenda. We do this all the time. So kama uko na spiritual rejection, just know it's something that can be crushed na iishe kabisa, and you become a person who people love, a person who is accepted, and a person who does great things with their life. Also, as we proceed na hizi spirits, utanote some of these spirits overlap, zingine zinafanana na zingine, and sometimes you can have more than one of these spirits zenye ziko ndani yako zimekupossess. And it's important to first understand that these are things that can be worked on. So whether you have any of the things that we're going to talk about, don't feel like it's the end of life. We juanga tu, hizi ni vitu kidogo tu tunaweza fix. In one session, we can actually fix all of these things. And in case you don't have money to pay for my sessions, you can always fix them through something called self-introspection and self-discovery. Hii ni kujiangalia ndani yako until you find your 4K. That is knowing thy past, knowing thyself, knowing thy purpose, and knowing thy path. So the spirit number 3 is lack of identity. Hii sasa comes straight from your past, especially where you're born. You've never understood yourself, who you are, because tangu kuwa mtoto, everybody has been telling you, oh, you're a failure, you are not accepted back home, your parents have a funny history, maybe you don't even know your daddies, unasikianga tu story hapa na pale. And then as an adult, you've not been able to find your purpose, so you don't really know who you are. Maybe you even brought up by both parents, but you don't know your purpose, so it makes it very hard for you to know who you are. So unaishingi tu life na guesswork, wangu ujielewi kabisa. And this one makes you doubtful, makes you anxious, makes you an overthinker. And as an adult, to cope with it, unajipatanga you've attached yourself to, the need for belonging is so strong in you that unaanza kujiattach na identity za watu wengine. For example, ama za groups. For example, you identify more as a single mom, you identify more with your star sign like Gemini, Aries, vitu kama hizo, you identify more with your tribe. So you identify more with groups than as an individual. What you don't understand is that the more you identify to a group or a certain demographic, you also attach yourself to a spirit. For example, kama umeji-identify as a single mother, everything about single moms will affect you. Wakitukanwa mahali, hata kama si umetukanwa, itaku-affect. Wakiambiwa kitu poa, unasikia poa. Wakitharauliwa, pia unafeel umetharauliwa. So it's a very dangerous thing to not know your identity and attaching yourself to a spirit who you don't understand, because most of these groups are put there for manipulation. Unapatanga uki-identify na group fulani, you'll always feel like a victim, because most of these groups are meant to control people. Like the code for single mothers, how this whole single mother movement came, it's not something that was there to really help single mothers or to really fight for single mothers, right? It's just a stereotype that was created, and a lot of people who find themselves in these stereotypes, unapata mnatakiangwa sana, mnatusiwa sana, mnatharauliwa sana, just because you attach yourself to that spirit. Si ati niwe watu wanachukia, it's the spirit that you're attached to. And remember, when you're attached to a spirit, whenever that spirit is attacked, you feel like the attack is personal. So how do you overcome the spirit of the lack of identity using the 4K principle or formula? Number 1, the K number 1, knowing yourself, knowing your past, and most importantly, knowing your purpose. Ukisha combine hizo tatu, you can be you can overcome the lack of identity. The other one is a spirit of confusion. Hii inakujanga sana sana kwa life yako when you don't know what's happening in your life. You've been through so much, you don't know why you get all these attacks. You're not sure what to do, you're not sure what happened to you, you're not sure why people hate you. So you're confused. Na watu wengi sana saizi, we are living in a state of confusion because there's so much happening in and around your life. And the reason why this happens, confusion comes in when there is stagnation. Na tutaongelea about the spirit of stagnation ukiendelea. And to overcome this, because confusion now ina making it hard for you, unaanzanga kujidoubt, unakuwa mtu wa overthink, unakuwa anxious, depression inaingianga hiyo design. And the only way to overcome this is to find meaning in your life. And to find meaning in your life, remember you need to apply the 4K formula, K number 3, which is knowing thy purpose. So the 4K formula, as you can see, is a very powerful formula to fix your life. Another spirit is low self-esteem. Hauna confidence kabisa, haujiamini, you know, you're even ashamed of yourself. You find yourself unajifungia sana, you don't know how to interact with people. You don't like how you look, you don't like how you sound. Even the things that you do, you're not proud of yourself. And this one also affects so many people, especially when it comes to career, friendships, relationships. And once your self-esteem is gone, kurudisha pia inakuanga ni tricky sana. And it also comes from mostly how you are loved as a child. And that's why it's important for you to understand your 4Ks. That is K number 2, which is know thy past and also know thyself. Ujue ni nani. And once you overcome low self-esteem and you become confident, you can accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Nyota yako itafunguka hata mwenye ushangae. And also low self-esteem inakujanisha na the next one that you're talking about, which is doubt. Doubt ni ile you're never sure about yourself. And because you're never sure about yourself, you don't really do much. Because ukienda kufanya kitu unaona, maybe it's not the correct thing, maybe I should not be doing it, maybe so and so is doing it better than me. And it brings you to something that has also crippled so many people called the imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a combination of doubt, confusion na low self-esteem. Imposter syndrome imefanya watu wengi sana kushindwa kuanza project zenye wanataka kufanya. You know you can do something very well, you know this is your calling, you know this is your gift, unajua ndio nyota yako, but you're not able to get started or to present yourself out there. Why? Because you have imposter syndrome. Na hii pia ni kitu as a creator, kufanya hizi video imeni affect sana for a long time personally. And I used to do videos and I feel like hii video tasi poa, watu watasikia ni kama unaongea sana, nobody wants to hear what you have to say. So ikafika mahali nikasema I'll continue doing bad videos until the day I'm confident enough to do good videos. So sometimes ukiangalia videos zangu usikia ni kama naongea sana, you just know I'm trying to battle my imposter syndrome. So niliamua nitakuwa nafanya hizi video mpaka ifike at a point where nitakuwa confident in front of the camera, I'll be consistent na vitu kama hizo. Because the only way to beat doubts, low self-esteem and imposter syndrome is to take action. Most of these things require you to take action. The 4Ks, understanding your 4Ks plus taking action. 4Ks fix like 90% of your problems, and then the other 10% action ndio wanga ina fix. So from doubt tunaongelea ile spirit watu wengi sana wana battle sahi, inaitwa the spirit of stagnation. Hakuna kitu inawaka kwa life yako, biashara imekwama, umekosa job, relationship yako imekuwa stagnant, like nothing is working in your life, there is no flow in your life. Ni kama venye unapatanga in your estate kuna mtaro moja inakuanga imeblock, so maji ina stagnate mpaka inaanza kuspread kwa barabara, mpaka inaanza kuleta ugonjwa mosquito, neighborhood inaanza kunuka vibaya. That's what's happening in your life. When you're not moving, you start rotting. When you start rotting, you get stressed. Saa zote uko na depression, uko na wasiwasi, you're not happy just because your life is stagnant. Na the same example ya mtaro, ukitaka mtaro iflow, lazima uingie ndani ya mtaro, one block, alafu uta realize hiyo maji ita flow. Because maji stagnate because haina place ya kuenda, haina course ya kufollow. And it's the same thing that happens in your life. When you don't have purpose, when you don't have a mission you're working towards, purpose ndio ile kitu kupea direction. Purpose ndio kitu leta flow kwa life yako. So if your life has no purpose, utajipata kwa stagnation sana sana. And stagnation also brings a lot of issues. Imposter syndrome, low self-esteem, confusion, lack of identity. Na hizo tabia pia zinafanya watu wanaanza kuogopa ama kukambali na wewe, which again brings the spirit of rejection na hizo vitu zote. But the only way to crush the spirit of stagnation in your life is to understand your purpose. Going back to our 4K formula, K number 3 is know thy purpose. And once you know thy purpose, you go to K number 4, which is know thy path. Once you know your purpose and you know the path that you're supposed to follow and you follow it, stagnation kwa life yako inaisha instantly. So the last thing I want us to talk about today is the feeling of the spirit of unworthiness. You feel like you're not worthy. You feel like you're not enough. You don't deserve anything. Wewe tu ni mtu yani, like you're a burden to people. Hata ukiwa mbele ya watu, you feel like you're not supposed to be there. Hata mtu akikwambia nakupenda, you feel like they're lying to you because you don't think you deserve anything. You're not worthy of anything. But I want to assure you today that you are enough and you are worthy. It's just a spirit that wants to make you feel that way. And in extreme cases, I know a lot of people with the spirit of unworthiness that have committed suicide. And this spirit inakujanga because number one, you don't know who you are. That's the 4K principle now. So you need to know thyself and mostly know thy purpose. Hizo mbili, they clear your unworthiness like instantly. So those are some of the spirits zenye zina block nyota yako kushine. It's not that una nyota. Watu wengi fikiria ati hawana nyota. It's only that nyota yako imezimwa ama kuna vitu mbili tatu zinaiblock. So these spirits, we also refer to them as blockages. Na kama uelewi hizi 4K principles ama 4K formula yenye tunaongelea, you can book a session tufanye a reading and we get to know your 4Ks. Also, you can do some bit of self-discovery and understand yourself, where you come from, your purpose, and the path that you're supposed to follow. And you will have known your 4Ks. So it's very important to understand your 4Ks. Kama unataka ku overcome these powerful spirits that are blocking nyota yako. And that is all for today's video. Hizi vitu tutazidiscuss further in other videos. So today I just wanted to highlight them so that you understand. Maybe kama kuna one of them una experience kwa life yako, you'll be able to understand that there's nothing wrong with you. It's just a place you're stuck in this life, and also you can overcome it. And to overcome it, you need to know your 4Ks. That is, know thyself, know thy past, know thy purpose, and know thy path. Kama video imekubamba, finya like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video.